Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Kayla and this is Kayla Makes It. If you are new here, welcome first off. If you're returning, I appreciate you coming back to hang out with me. You can find me on Instagram as Kayla Makes It and over on Ravelry as Kayla1 Pearl 1. So check me out over there, say hi. I do post quite a bit on Instagram and I do try to keep up to date with all of my projects and details on Ravelry. So if you see something that you like on here and you need that information, it will be over there on Ravelry. I'm coming today with lots of things and a creaky chair apparently. Man, I can't get past a lot of the noises that are coming up on my videos. So if you've watched probably the last 2 videos, they were super noisy and distracting, and I'm so sorry about that. I did not realize how bad the sound of the wind was going to be. I really wanted to enjoy the outside weather while it was nice, and guys, it's beautiful again today, but I was like, I can't deal with any more sounds. And then I have my creaky chair. But I am here in my craft room where I store all of my things. I do have a little desk space here and my yarn wall and all the other things, supplies and stuff that I like to craft with. So this is a nice little haven for me. I don't spend a whole lot of time here because I do enjoy a more comfortable seat inside the house when I'm actually crafting. But it's nice to record out here when the weather is not too hot or too cold, because this is outside the house in our garage space. So yeah, it's not like weather controlled. Anyway, so where do I want to begin? I have a lot of things to show you. Some of the things you've already seen before. I did get a new mug. It's Beetlejuice. Can you tell I'm liking Beetlejuice as of lately? I really like the original Beetlejuice, and since the new ones come out, I've really enjoyed all of that that's come. So I picked this up. The ghost with the most. I love Michael Keaton. He's so cool. I picked this up at Aldi's. Aldi's. I don't think there's an S at the end. Anyway, yeah, so I am drinking Tactisquatch Black. Can you see it? There's proof. I didn't add any sugar or cream. I typically like black coffee, or I like a really, really, really sugared up coffee from the coffee shop. But when I make my own at home, like I've tried to make lattes and stuff like that, and sometimes it goes okay, but it's not always my favorite. So I can't usually screw up a black coffee. So that's what I'm drinking today. Tactisquatch is like Black Rifle Company coffee. I saw my husband walk past the window. He's going around instead of going through the garage door so he doesn't make noise. He's so sweet. He remembered I was going to record. I'll show you this in a second because it's holding one of my whips, but there's a theme going on here and I love it. Okay, I will start with one of my finished objects. I have one finished object. If you follow me over on Instagram, you've probably already seen a sneak peek preview of the shirt I just finished. This was a pattern test that I did for Macti Conley, and she has a few different names, different places. On Instagram, she's Macti Conley. She is over here on YouTube as Made by Mac, and she does have a Ravelry page and an Etsy shop, so I'll make sure to link all of that below. But this was a pattern test for the FunfetTEE. So she did do the FunfetTEE crop tank or FunfetTEE crop top. I tested that one several months back, and this is the t-shirt version. And I used a different yarn this time. It does use small fingering weight yarn, and I use Big Twist Baby Bunny, and of course I forget the name of it. I'll include the name of it on the screen. I forgot to write it in my notes. but it is a self-striping, as you can see. And then the way it's worked, these panels end up having thicker stripes, and then you get smaller stripes at the bottom as you're working, and that's totally fine. I don't mind it. I think it's beautiful. Kind of reminds me of ice cream. But I'll include some photos so you can see some of the photos I posted on Instagram. I really do love it. It's so comfortable. This is in the size 8. So I use the size 8 for me. And then the only thing I did differently in the pattern is I added just 4 more rows because it is a crop top. But it's like a longer crop. It's not like aggressively short or anything like that. But I want it just a little bit longer. So I added 4 more rows to the front and back before I did my edging on the bottom. So there's a really pretty decorative edging at the bottom. It's just so pretty, so gorgeous. Yeah. So I'm going to get a video up to post on Instagram. I may even include that since I'm not wearing it. Oh, I need to go over what I'm wearing too. We'll rewind after this. But I need to get a video up and post it on Instagram. I just have photos and I'd like to get a video in the shirt. I also need to go shopping and get some work pants that will match this or look a little not necessarily match it, but that will go with it well, because right now I don't have anything. Like, this looks great with jeans. In fact, that's what I wore in the pictures, but I can't wear jeans to work, so I want to find something that I can use to wear this to work. And I was also thinking about like putting this over top because it has a pretty low neckline, and I don't like a low neckline, but I layer my stuff anyway. So in my photos you saw I have like a gray tank top that matches very well, and I think it looks really nice with it. But I also thought about putting like a button-up blouse underneath, kind of like you would like put like a vest over a button-up blouse, and I kind of want to see what that looks like, because I tried something similar in a different top that I made, and I really like the look of that. So I'm going to give that a shot and see how I like that. So if I do that before I upload this video, then I may even include it here in the video. But if not, keep an eye out. Go check me out over on Instagram. I will probably post it over there. So this is what I have. The pattern is not live yet. It is still in testing. So keep an eye out for that. I will update on Instagram when that pattern is live and available, and then I'll be sure to link it out. So backing up to what I'm wearing, I can't believe I forgot. I'm like staring at myself in the camera and still forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. Okay, I am not sure that I've worn this for a video yet. I've shared it in a video, but I don't think I've worn it. This is the Athena top. It is designed by Anastasia, who is Crochet with Cookie. She is on Instagram and YouTube. She has some great tutorial videos here on YouTube. And when I did this pattern, she does have some tutorials for certain stitches that she uses in some of her patterns. So it's really, really helpful. For this one, I used Yarn Bee Bambootiful, and it is so very soft. The colors are Sage, Cognac, and Plum. And if you want more details on the yarn and all of that good stuff, you can find that on my Ravelry project page. But it is a very cropped shirt. I may even include some photos so you can see it. You've probably seen it before, but if this is the first time you're seeing it, then I'll just pop in a picture here so you can see the way I styled it for some of my photos. But it is a nice little cropped shirt. Okay, this does require a lot of sewing, but it is so worth it. Like, the finished piece is just so beautiful. I've worn it to work a couple of times, gotten so many compliments. I have this like fan club, not really a fan club, but like the ladies, because I work in a hospital, and downstairs in the cafeteria, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Did you make it?" And I'm like, "Yes." And that's like not just this, it's other things that I've worn. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. And so there's several down there. And so they enjoy when I come in with another garment that I've made. So I haven't worn this one yet, and I want to get something to wear with it so I can wear it to work and then show my lunch lady friends, my cafeteria lady friends, because they really appreciate that. And it's really fun when people think that the stuff you make is cool. So that is this top. I think it's beautiful. I'll be layering this over long sleeves this winter, and I think it will look so cute. I'm thinking just like long sleeve black shirt would be nice and comfy and cute. Of course with my leggings, because I love my leggings. Okay. Oh, and my earrings. Nothing super special. They're like those wooden like die cut pieces. Probably hard to see. But they're little sunflowers. And it is like these little charms that you find in the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby. And I just added some earring pieces to them. And I really like them with this shirt. The brown doesn't match exactly with the brown here, but I think it's like that whole natural vibe goes well with it. So it goes well with my new tattoo. The sunflower and sparrows. This is my Matthew chapter 6. Why am I blanking on the verse? I'll put the verse in here. This is what this tattoo means for me. So, okay, next on my whips. I think this means I need to take a drink of coffee in my Beetlejuice mug. So these socks are my Beetlejuice socks that I put in the bag that I made. I've shared this before in previous videos. Do have it lined. And I have this little Beetlejuice Pop Funko Pop keychain that I got at Five Below. And I've made just a little bit of progress on these. Here's my progress keeper right here. So I've gotten to the black and white stripe section and a little bit beyond. And I have my little Beetlejuice donut stitch marker there. And I'm using the Crazy Sock Ladies YouTube tutorial, vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars, and I did the 2x2 rib. I think I've got 18 rows on there. I don't know. The details will be in my Ravelry project page. But I'm using Cascade Heritage Prints. This yarn is so soft. I love the colors. It's so fun. And it is a color 146. And I don't think that's going to focus very well. But that is called Punk. It doesn't say on here, but I did look it up on the website, and it's called Punk. And so as I've been working through it, I've thought that I want to make these pretty long, the leg portion pretty long, and then add a contrast for the heel and toe. I've only finished one sock in my life, and that was like last week. But I love making socks now. So I want to do a little more with my skills and add in some different colors when I work the heel and toe now. So for this, I was trying to think of what I could put with it. And I don't have anything real good because I tend to like a lot of multicolors, which it wouldn't look terrible if I chose a neat multicolor. But the colors I do have are, the solids I do have are much brighter. These are kind of a muted orange and purple and green and everything. So I want to go for that same vibe. So I found this in my stash, already caked up, which now, if I recall, I got this at a local yarn shop, I don't know how long ago. And I didn't even get it. I think my husband did. And he had plans to make something, I can't remember what it was, and then he never did. but it just ended up in my yarn stash. And I want you to know, it is Heritage, Cascade Yarn's Heritage sock yarn. So it's the same fiber content and everything as this one, except this is prints and this is sock. So yeah, and it is color 5631, which I looked up as charcoal. And so it will go very well with this, because rather than, I mean, even though the black is, you know, black over here, I think that this will still be a nice contrast to go with this for the heel without being too overpowering, like if I chose a neon solid. So aside from going and buying more yarn, which I'm never opposed to, I did want to use this from my stash because I think it would be a very good option. And then I can make these as long as I want them to and not worry about having enough yarn for the pair. Because I do want it high enough where it can be seen quite a bit over my winter boots. That'd be fun. So these are my October ones that I'm working on. I'm very slow when it comes to these things because I can only do like the heels and toes, things other than stockinette in the round. Like I can only do stockinette in the round through the week. And I save my weekends to work through a more complicated part of the pattern because I'm just not good enough to do that yet. So I get my projects in a position where I can do stockinette in the round or easy parts of projects through the week. And so that's why I haven't gotten very far, even though today is the 19th of October. So these will not be done by Halloween, although I wish they would have been. If it was the only thing I was working on, I could probably do it. But it's not. I have several other things that I'm working on and I choose not to step away from those. That's okay. I don't want to. But even though these are like Beetlejuice themed, I'll wear them year round. So it doesn't matter. I will. You'll see me with like knee-high socks in the summer. I'm not going to make them quite that long, but they'll be cute. So I'm using, let's see, I believe these are size, these might be zeros. It's so hard to see. Yeah, these are Chowgu zeros. And I do like the circular. I'm just so happy that I was able to find coordinating yarn in the exact same fiber content and everything. So we'll put that over there. Next I have the socks I'm making for my mom. Almost dumped coffee. Had to check for a second. You know, I love this top and I love this yarn, but I have to say that it splits a lot and I'm terrified when I wear this that I'm gonna snag it, because I'm already seeing places where like even my finger got caught in it and it I have to like even it out to get it back into shape. So that's the only thing about this yarn that bothers me. Same is also true for this yarn. Like it's just so nice and smooth. The stitch definition is just so gorgeous with this yarn. But then once you like, I would get my, when I was working on it and I'd get my hook in a different part of it, other than the stitch I was working, it would pull on it and I'm like, oh no. So I'd pull back and I'd fix it. But then I'm like, well, what happens when I'm completely done and then I get it caught on something? That terrifies me. So I just, when I'm wearing my things, I feel like I'm, okay, be very careful. Don't snag it. Be careful what you walk into. And that's bad because I run into everything, so. Okay, so the socks I'm making for my mom. This is also the same vanilla sock tutorial from the Crazy Sock Lady. The needles I'm using for this are a bit bigger than the ones I'm using for the Beetlejuice socks. And I went down a size smaller because I thought these were a little too big. I am making a size medium in these. These are the second socks I've made. And I'm quite concerned that they might be too big for her. But this is all like a starting point, right? I'm gonna practice the first couple pairs of socks, figure out the sizing of the needles, the stitch count, the length, and everything that I need to make a good fitting pair of socks for each of the people that I love. So these are for my mom. I am making a pair for my grandma. I'll show you in a minute. These are a size medium. I did a shorter cuff. I wish I would have gone a bit longer, and I wish I would have done a 2x2 rib. This is just a 1x1. Yeah, I'm almost to the decreases to finish these up. I do love the way that they're turning out. Let's see here. I'm using Vesper self-striping sock yarn. This is by Knitterly Things, and the color is Electric Avenue. I picked this up at the Hoosier Hills Fiber Festival in the Yarn Adventure truck. That was fun. And I'm using little, my little stitch marker sets that I made. So a little froggy with the two coordinating ones. And here's where I marked it last time. So now that I think of it, I probably haven't made any progress since you guys last saw this pair. So I don't know why I'm showing it. Well, there you go. I don't know what this is. Oh, I just found this. We picked this up at another festival. It's for double pointed needles. I don't have any that size though that I'm using, because I use my 9-inch circulars. But there's that. I haven't used it yet. Okay, so I don't know how much was done on the last video. I'm holding it in the little bag that my mom made me. Yeah, I really don't think I've made progress on that one. Oh well, okay. I made itty bitty tiny progress on this one. I was holding it in my Beetlejuice bag, but I've swapped it out for a different project bag. This is just a little makeup bag that I like to use. And haven't made much progress. Like I said, I've got my little frog progress keeper here that I made, and I've only done a few rows on that. This is a hat for my niece, and the pattern is the Zoom hat, and I'm making it in Big Twist Value. This is just an extra skein I had handy, so I thought I would show you. And it is the color Rainbow Bright. Those colors are so fun. I will say on this, I've made the Zoom hat several times. I cast it on a smaller number of stitches because this yarn being size 4 worsted, even though I've used worsted in previous projects, this one seemed a lot bigger. So I cast on less stitches, and then my count was off. I didn't account for having what is this called, the border, whatever. I did 2x2, and I had like an odd number of stitches or something. So then I was like, I don't even care, I'm just gonna do one part of it 3x3 and the rest 2x2. So part of the hat is 3, sorry, don't mean to use my middle finger. Part of it is knit 3, purl 3, and then knit 2, purl 2 the rest of the way until you go around. And I'm like, I'm not even messing with my thing just because I didn't want to do the math. That way I could work out my decreases. I can work out my decreases later when we get to that point, and it will be easy. Although I could have just done one. It'll be unique. It'll be fine. This is for my niece. I think she'll still love it. I like the color of my bags. I can't remember where I got this one. I think it was probably TJ Maxx. Again, I like my clear bags because I can see my projects, and I try to coordinate so that they're kind of matchier along the same vibes as the project I'm making. My grandma's socks you saw last time. Oh, come on. There we go. You saw last time the sock that I finished. So super proud of this. She slipped this on. I can't remember if I told you this last time, but she slipped it on and it fit like a glove. Like, it looked like Cinderella slipping into her class slipper. It was just the perfect fit. So when I do finish these, I will videotape her feet so we can see how nicely they fit. That just made me so happy. Like, that is the joy of making things for people. I love it. So these I'm keeping in the Summer Vibes makeup bag I got from Dollar Tree. I actually love this. It is so like handy as a cute little project bag. And it's clear, like I like. And it's Summer Vibes because summer sock camp was going on. Like, I started these at 11 something the night before summer sock camp started. And so these were supposed to be like, I wanted to join in on that because my goal for 2024 was to knit a pair of socks. And many months later, I finally did. But I was kind of going along with, you know, that make along with everybody else. That's kind of like encouragement. I see everybody else making their socks and it encourages me to work on mine. Aside from all the tests that I was doing and other projects that have taken priority, it did take me a while to finish the first sock. But guys, I've got so much of the second sock done. I just can't put these down. It's I'm loving making these. Plus, my grandma's cold and she wants her socks to keep her warm. But also the reason that I put it in this bag is this is like neon pink, right? Well, these are neon, what is it called? Electric neon. Is it? Yeah. I get confused because my mom's socks are Electric Avenue and these are electric neon from Regia. And it is the neon red. Even though it looks orange, the name is Electric Neon Red in color 2945. And the striping on these are just so fun. When I started these, they're not going to match exactly at all, but that's okay. But I think it's fun to let them do what they're doing. I kind of wanted them to start where at least we have a color strip at the top. So they're doing their thing. And the heels are kind of doing the same thing. So here we have orange on the heel. I keep saying orange even though the thing is red. I'm sorry, it looks orange, so I'm calling it orange. And on this one, it's just opposite. So this one's kind of in the middle. Well, it's at the top of the heel. And then this one's a little bit further down. But we have a big orange spot on either side. And I'm using the little sock stitch marker set that I made myself. So I've got my beginning of round. I hope this focuses. I'm sorry. Beginning of round marker and then my two smaller ones. So I don't know if we can see that real well. It does not want to focus. I want to invest in a better camera for these videos. Right now I'm just using my phone, so I do the best I can. So I am working on the decreases right now, and then after that I will whip through the foot of it. And on this one I made several mistakes when I got to the decreases. I even had the tutorial in front of me. I don't know what I was thinking, but I had it in front of me and I was like, okay, I got this, let's do this. So I was doing it, listening to the tutorial, and realized I didn't listen to a word she said. So I didn't alternate my decreases. So I decreased several rows in a row instead of alternating. But I took note of what I did, so then I will do the same thing over here. Because she already tried this one on and it fit like a glove. So, fit like a sock. I think I said that last time. Oh, my jokes are so good, I repeat them. So I just have these on sock blockers I got at on Amazon. And it came in medium and large as well. So those will come in handy for the larger socks, but my grandma has a small foot, so it's going to go on the small sock blocker. Okay. So these hopefully will be done by the time I record next week. and I have a work in progress that you guys probably have not seen, because I was working on it. I had taken a break from recording videos there for a while I was working on my master's degree. And this was about this time last year, not quite a year ago, because I remember working on it at high school basketball games, listening to my son playing the band. And I worked on it like nonstop and got really far on it for like a couple weeks, and then I put it down, and I can't remember exactly why I put it down. I imagine I probably started doing some tests and then just got caught up in those on the deadlines, and it got away from me. So this is the super slouchy sweater. I believe I got this pattern on Etsy. I will confirm that for you. The pattern here says thesnugglery.net. The pattern is by Michelle Greenberg. And it is a very cute cropped sweater. It is crochet. And I love it. And I don't know, like, I want to whip out the rest of this one so I can wear it this winter. I'm making it out of Yarn Bee Ethereal Eyelash in the color Dusty Rose. Focus. That may not focus for us. And that has a hard time, let me tell you. Oh well. Take my word for it. It's called Dusty Rose. And here is... that yarn got punctured a little bit. Normally that... yeah, it's got a very... I mean, it's ethereal eyelash, so it's definitely got a haze to the yarn. And I have finished the front. I believe the front. I finished the front, and I need to make the back and the sleeves. I didn't check gauge. I don't even know if it has a gauge on the pattern. I need to check. I haven't looked at it in so long, I can't remember. But oh my gosh, this is so comfy. I can't wait to wear it. Also, when I made this, I was probably 30 pounds heavier. And I'm making the 2X, 3X size. So it's supposed to be oversized anyway. I think it said something like 6 inches of positive ease. Well, it's going to be even more on me, I think, because I didn't check gauge. I made the larger size, and I've lost weight. So this is going to be extra oversized, and I don't hate it. I may modify it and just add really short sleeves. So that, because if you look at this, it's like, I mean, this part is kind of snug, so it might, I'm not really sure. So it's just going to be very oversized. I think I might be able to get by with making some just really short cuffs like this, just kind of right here. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not giving up on this sucker because it's so comfy, so soft. It'll be nice to wear to work. It's so cute. Okay, so that is one that I need to finish working on. And then depending on how that goes, I may try it again sometime in the future and then just really follow the pattern closely. So that yarn is a chunky, I believe. No, it's a bulky 5. And I'm using a 6mm hook. And I need to make some large project bags, because right now I have it in this Buy Me Ramen and Tell Me I'm Pretty bag that I got at Joann Fabrics. I like this bag, but I want to be able to take it places with me and have it closed in. zipper closed preferably. Okay, so the last thing that I have to show you, no. I have 2 more things to show you. This kind of counts as an acquisition because I bought new stuff, but it started immediately. So I am making a mushroom granny cardigan. It's up here. It's in my head. It's not a pattern by anybody. I haven't written the pattern out. I don't know if I will. We'll have to see what it looks like and see if I should. But I have something in mind, something I'm going for. I am making this for my tattoo artist. And I'm using Soft and Sleek, Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. It's a worsted, I believe. Yep, for 100% acrylic. Yeah, 100% low pill acrylic. It's very soft. I like this a lot. I've used it for other things. This is the color Tobacco. And I'm also using the same yarn in Olive. So I love those dark, rich fall colors. And I've already made several squares. I'm just doing like a solid granny. So just very basic solid granny square. Sometime, maybe tomorrow, because it's Saturday. Weekends are not long enough. So maybe sometime this evening during the week, I'm going to block these to get a better idea of the size that they end up being before I add the appliques. I'm going to add appliques of mushrooms on them. And then once I get that size, I know where the applique will go to fit nicely, and also the size that the squares are, so I know how many squares I want to make to get a good fit. I think I'm going to make it more cropped. So not really cropped, but at waist level. It will end up having like a bottom edge and a top edge, and we'll do buttons. And I haven't quite decided how I want to do the sleeves, if I want to continue the granny squares on the sleeves or do something a little more flexible, because I feel like once the appliques go on here, it's not going to be quite as movable, and I want it to be as comfortable as possible. So I did actually start making this in chunky yarn, and I'm going to return all the chunky yarn except for what I opened. And at first I thought I really wanted that chunky yarn, which I think I showed in the last video. And I already put the applique on one of them. So I didn't use a pattern for my mushroom, and I still need to add the white on the mushroom. But here's one of the shapes. I think I plan to do several mushroom shapes. Some of them might even have like a little baby mushroom next to it. I haven't quite decided how I want that to look. But with this chunky yarn, I tried to do a solid granny. It was just too thick for this stitch. I tried to do a regular granny, and it was too holey to put the applique on. I didn't think that looked very good. So then I did just rows back and forth to create a square, and that was the best thing that I got, but I'm still not happy with how thick it is. I feel like once it's all put together, it would be too uncomfortable to wear, and probably way too warm to wear. So I opted to change to this yarn, which I think I'm really gonna love these colors with these mushroom colors on there. And these are the ones that I got for that. So I got Big Twist Value in cream, and then Karen Simply Soft in autumn red. And then I may check my stash or go back to the store and get a few different shades of some other mushroom like colors to see how that would look. or maybe even use this as a mushroom color on some of my green squares. Haven't quite decided, but I want to do a little variety. And so my instinct is to stay with the squares just on the body and then do something simpler for the sleeves, because I want to go a little more detailed for the squares, and let that kind of shine instead of have it be overwhelmed with so much detail on the sleeves as well. So haven't quite decided, but this is the direction that I'm going. And I have several squares made, but it's just a start so far. So that's what I have for that one. And I just have it in this strawberry bag that I picked up at Five Below ages ago. I carried this once and the strap broke, and I need to sew that back on. Just need to sew it to the side. But it's just a cute little tote bag, and it's full of all the yarn that I think that I'll need. But so far I've gotten this out of these. So I don't think I need all the yarn that I bought. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so I think that will be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I'm using a J10 or 6mm hook for this project. The last thing I have to show you, and I'm pretty sure it's the last thing I have to show you, I'm carrying it in the bag that I made. Cute little knitting sheep. And all I have in here, because I haven't started it, is this yarn. This is Hobby Lobby yarn. Oh, there it is. I love this yarn, and the color is Grapes. Probably not in focus at all. I'm testing a pattern, and hopefully I'll be able to make several of them this weekend, but the first one that I'm definitely going to make is out of this yarn, and it is a beret, a hat. I'm going to make it for my daughter because she picked out the yarn and she's been wanting a beret. And the designer is Jody from Misig Misay, and she has an Instagram. So I will include all the information down below so that you can follow her. But at the very least, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do post things that I test, and when those patterns come live, then I do share that. So you can see once that's finished what that looks like, and then go over and grab that pattern once it's available. But very fun yarn here. I think that will work up really cool in this pattern I'm getting ready to do. And the yarn itself is just cool, right? It looks like it's gonna stripe. So that's kind of cool. Okay, that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for joining me. Again, sorry the sound quality of the last video was horrible. Hopefully you can hear me okay here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and that you enjoy this beautiful fall weather. The leaves here in Indiana are already changing, and they're just so beautiful. I just hope that we don't have any major thunderstorms that take all the leaves off way too soon. That's always a bit disappointing, but please come back and see me, and I will hopefully see you next week in another video. Bye!